Good morning, YouTube viewers and subscribers. So as a follow-up video to one I posted a while back about my box of stuff, which included these two engines here that are new in box. One is a TSI 91 ABC engine, the other is a Super Tiger S90K engine. And in that first video I said these were new in box, and I wanted to actually just open the back plates up on each of them to verify that A, they are new in box, and since I don't smell any evidence of any oil being put in these engines at all, I made the comment that a new in box engine doesn't need to have after run oil put in it if it's going to be stored for long term, because whatever the manufacturer does to the engine when they assemble it and ship it is adequate to keep it protected. And that's what the purpose of this video is. Now this Super Tiger engine, it did have a receipt, or at least some notes on the box, or one of the pieces of paper in there that says it was purchased new in 1994. So this engine is many years old. This TSI engine, it said it was new in box. I'm beginning to think that this really isn't new in box, but maybe a one-time run because of some of the the look of the engine itself now. But I also have a brand new in box Brat 25 engine. So I'm going to do the same thing with that. I'm going to open up the back plates of each of these and see what the internal condition is of these new engines. Now this Brat engine dates back to probably the late 80s, maybe late 80s, early 90s would be the latest, I would think. So we'll see. And what I've got is a clean tissue. And what I want to do is, when I open this up, take a look to see if I see any oil residue inside. If I don't, then I'm going to just use that tissue to just rub on the crank counterweight and see if there is any evidence of any oil. Maybe the manufacturer doesn't put anything on them. I don't know. All I know is I've opened many new in box engines that are many years old, and they look just like this. No preservative oil in there whatsoever, at least it doesn't look like in this engine. And yet it's still perfect, because that does look like a perfect engine in there. Let me just do a quick rub here and see. I do not see evidence of any kind of oil. Let me see if I can move this crank counterweight around, get a new spot on this tissue and rub it, and then the inside here there's dirt, or I don't know if it's dirt, it's not dirt, but I don't smell anything, nor does it look like there's any kind of oil on there at all. So that one looks pristine, even though there doesn't look like there's any oil in it whatsoever. Well, let's look at this TSI engine. Okay. So as I said, I'm thinking that this one's really not new in box. I think this engine has been run. And based on what I'm seeing here, yes, I see residue. I mean, it looks really nice in there still for being as old as it is, but I think this engine has been run one time, because I'm seeing stuff in here that you wouldn't see. And I actually feel, I can't tell what that smells like, but I definitely see evidence of this engine being run. So this is not a new in box engine like I was thinking it was. Finally, let's take a look at this Super Tiger. This one I'm pretty damn confident that this is a new in box engine. Okay, gasket's not damaged. I'm not seeing any evidence of any oil. Metal residue, I don't know what I would call that. Maybe it is a little bit of oil. It kind of smells like machine oil. Other than that, And this engine looks perfect. If that's oil that's in there, it's got to be the lightest coating of oil I've ever seen or felt, because it's really hard to feel. And the tissue did show something. But as you can see, I do believe that this is a new in-box engine. So that's an interesting thing. Now let's see if I can pull this piece of tape off here. This is not something that I think the manufacturer does. I think this is something that a previous owner did, because this engine came with a carb that was new in a package. Like this engine had been things had been taken off of this engine, and I think they just put that piece of tape on there to preserve the inside, which it looks like worked really well, because that crankshaft surface there looks perfect. So anyway, I guess it just goes to show, if you have a new in-box engine and you think you need to put after-run oil in it just to preserve it for many years, you don't necessarily need to do that. But one thing you can do is you can open up just the back cover of a two-stroke, just take a quick look inside and see the condition, and if it makes you feel better to add some after-run oil, you can. However, when I go to buy an engine and it says new in box, I certainly don't expect to see or smell that somebody's put oil in it, because to me that doesn't make it new in box anymore. But anyway, that was a quick look inside the back plate of these three engines.